Hello, and welcome to this short little training on how to create your own brand board or your own mood board inside of Canva. And 99% of the people we work with this day and age, they use Canva. And so I wanted to make something that was super simple for you to play around with while we're working on your branding, if in fact we are, where you can kind of get a feel and get intimate with your colors and the feel that you want for your site. So I'm going to actually be attaching this Canva template below. You'll see a button to download it. And when you click on that button, it will actually just add this template into your Canva so you can edit it just like I'm going to edit it right now. So the number one thing we think of when creating a brand or a feel for someone's company is how do you want others to feel when they come to your site? So let's say, for instance, it's a site for real estate investing. Real estate investors often invest in real estate because they're planning for some sort of retirement. They are thinking of themselves on beaches in Bali because that's what they envision these investments will get them in the future. Let's say it's for health and wellness, it's a fitness site, and you want them to feel motivated and inspired. So when they come to your site, you want bright colors or people in a gym or motivational photos, as opposed to the previous one I spoke about, which you may use beach photos or relaxing photos or photos with grandkids. So you really want to focus internally on what you want this ultimate feel to be for your site. So this is something I created. It was for a site that we never actually ended up doing, um, but it's an editorial style. So it's photography, it's deep colors, it's a luxurious brand, um, and so now I'm going to switch it up. So I'm going to just off the top of my head come up with another style of editorial. I'm going to show you how to edit this brand board. So first and foremost, on the top, we kind of go over the general feel, photography stock images that you may want to convey. And so for this one, I'm going to do coaching as an example. So if I am a female entrepreneur or female business coach, so I'm going to go into the photos section over here on the left, and I'm going to look for maybe empowered women photos. And as we're going through, ooh, I like this photo, like diversity. You see a lot of blues here. Maybe that's your color, maybe that's not your color, but you'll be able to find exactly what's kind of fitting your style of what you want. And because these photos I'm liking do have a lot of blue and gray undertones, I might actually do a little blue and gray here. So I don't necessarily need to. This one's in black and white for some reason. So we're just going to not have it be in black and white. There we go. I want color. Back to photos. Oh, I like that photo. These ones are all in saturation as well. I think all of these photos might be. All right, go back to photos and let's do outdoors. So do we want like a cityscape? Are they at the beach? So let's do city. What is that? Skyline. Oh, bless me. And you can use kind of whatever you want. Oh, I like this one with the blue. Stop doing that. So you guys will actually see this when you go to add this as a template. It's going to literally add the photo that I'm doing. And I like this one too. Beautiful blue skyline. Let's go to photos. Let's go businesswoman. Because this is your ideal client, right? Her and her and the black and white. then let's do one more, maybe. All right. Awesome. So you get kind of the feel I'm going for, like city, urban, employee, businesswoman, empowered. And now these colors here are really great. All right, so these colors in here are blues and grays and like that steel color. So I'm going to go here and I'm actually going to go, like I'll click on one of these boxes. We're going to go into the color section. And now I have multiple brand kits because multiple brand kits for my company in here already. But if I scroll down, you can actually see the photo colors kind of pull in a beautiful brand for you already. So if we click on see all colors and photos, so now you're feeling these photos, right? And it's going to kind of help you already in choosing that brand color. And I honestly feel like they might have hit it spot on this top one. I love this color palette. It's got like this kind of mauve and this tan, and then the blues. And so let's see what it's going to look like. So if we go, let's start from this end, right? Oh, I love that. I really do. I think that's a good modern design. Now remember, you're not going to heavily be using a lot of color all the time. You're always going to be using white. That's always going to be like kind of a shoe-in. And so we can go into these colors. We can actually pull the color. See how it says 1B1C29? That's the hex code for that. So you can actually take that 1B1C29 and put it down here. Oops, what did I do? There you go. 1B1C29. Here's that hex color. We can click here and do the same for this. 66697F. Right? What I do? That's in front of it. So you're actually able to show people what colors, if you ever want to give this out to your VA, to your marketing team, or whoever that might be. Now, next we're going to go into, this is actually where the logo is going to go. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to put, instead, I'm just going to put a text there for you to place your logo, which if we're doing your logo for you as part of your Jen+Cass package, that will eventually go here as part of your mood and brand board. Now we want to go on to fonts. I'm also underneath this video, you're going to see some font pairing samples that I want you to take a look at. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use those. The great thing about font in here is we can actually go through some great font combinations here. So when you click on this, it's going to pull up on the left-hand side font combinations for you. And you can take a look and scroll down and see if there's any font combinations here inside of Canva that you already like. And then you'll be able to use those. So let's say I want to use, I really love this Dapper, right? So if I go here, I can find out what this is. That's Prada. It's a great font. So let's say I want to use Prada. I'm just going to put this here. You guys will be able to switch them out. Right. And this one, I do like this one. Not at Joseph & Sands. Is that the same as this one at the bottom? No. I do like this Joseph & Sands here. So if I delete this, and I just do another text box, I don't know how familiar you are with it. So if I do Joseph & Sands here, and then I'm actually going to make it Joseph & Sands. See, it usually pops up on the top because I have it somewhere else on the side. And there we go. And then I'm going to ungroup these. So just up here, you can group or ungroup things. So once you ungroup, just we can delete these individually. And this one is called Prada. I love that one. So your header can be Prada and your base can be Joseph and Sands. I don't know why that's still there. All right. Those are great fonts together. But again, go through the pairings, get a feel for it, play around with it. You can always, Pinterest is always a great place to go to look up font pairings as well as Google. So really get a feel and kind of play around with what you want. Now, as far as patterns on the bottom, you're not just going to have photo, 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 photo. We're also going to have some patterns that may be like subtle background textures or uh, photos that may be in the background that you don't see as prominently. Now, you can use a texture, which would be like if we look for a photo of you could also use dust photos, which is very common in this space, or if you want it to be like satin, no, like velvet. If you're going like with these colors, it might be good to have like a muted velvet texture in the background. And I know that seems so strange, or like an Art Deco style, maybe with city. Let's go with an, if you look up Art Deco, like a pattern. Oh, that's really pretty. Ooh, maybe something like this would be good for a pattern because it kind of matches. Oh, but I do love an Art Deco. Oh my gosh, look at this. Beautiful. And then a texture like would be, you know, that's marble. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Maybe you don't go with more because you have gold and mauves or blues. Like you could go with something that's more of a blue texture. So that's kind of how you get a feel for what you're wanting to do. It just requires a lot of time being intimately with your brand and deciding what you want to do and kind of which direction you want to go. Um, you know, use all the senses, taste, feel, smell. How do these photos make you feel? How will they make your client feel? How do these colors make you feel? Blue is trustworthy. Um, Red is bold, motivation, makes you hungry. So there's a lot of different feelings you're going to get from your colors, let alone your client is going to receive. And you want them to know, like, and trust your brand. So that's ultimately why a well put together brand can help drive traffic on your site.